Hey, church family, another day, another psalm. This is Psalm 46, one of the really theme psalms for our church during this time. So let's go ahead and read this together. To the choir master of the sons of Korah, according to Alamoth, a song. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. Selah. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God will help her when the morning dawns. The nations rage, the kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord, how he has brought desolations on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariots with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Selah. So you can see how this is our theme psalm, right? It begins with a very assuring statement. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. And you'll notice in verses 7 and 11, you have a refrain, the same phrase, the Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob is our fortress. And this refrain neatly divides the psalm into two sections in 1 to 6. This section states a fact, and the second section in verses 8 to 10 calls for a response. So in our first section, we see the fact in verse 1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. And this is good news because you see in verse 2, therefore we will not fear, not because the mountains are moved, and not because of the kingdoms. We see that the mountains move to the heart of the sea, the kingdoms totter, that the landscape is uncertain, that the political situation is unstable. But in the midst of all of that, the city of God shall not be moved. Because why? Because God is in the midst of his city. And because this is true, no matter what our situation looks like, we know at the end of the day, God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. This calls for a response. And you notice two things in the second section, two responses that are called of us. The first is to come and behold the works of the Lord. And second is to be still and know that I am God. And if we were to do these two things today, to behold God and to be still in front of him, I promise that our situation, our circumstances would find peace in the midst of all this chaos. And so our challenge today is to really ask ourselves, how can we do these two things? How can we behold the works of the Lord? And how can we be still before him? Take some time today to reflect on those two things, and then when you have an opportunity, pass these questions along. Ask someone you know, someone who you care about, how are you beholding God lately? How are you being still and soaking in God? How are you meeting with him? How are you enjoying him for all that he has done for you? Psalm 46. We need not fear because God is our refuge and strength.